I had nothing left to do but go to bed.
Well, sometimes that's not a bad thing.
Well, yeah, but you're sitting there going, man, it's only 7 o'clock. Well, of course, it was dark as can be, and so anyway, I did the best I could. I got a little extra sleep, but the problem is that, I don't know about you, I'm on a kind of a sleep regimen where my body tells me when to wake up and go to bed.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of hard to do it at will.
Well, when I woke up Sunday at what my body tells me is regular time, I thought, not having this, close my eyes, force myself to go back to sleep, and got an extra hour and a half sleep, actually.
You stole an extra half hour. Wow.
Yes, I did, and I'm not going to give it back either.
If I were you. Well, tomorrow's a big night. We're going to be here starting at 7 o'clock with all of the election coverage that you can imagine. So I'm just urging people to keep your radio there by your TV, because I know you're going to have that on as well. But we're going to have a lot of insight on both the presidential election, the regional elections, of course, local as well.
Oh, absolutely. There's a couple of really good local races. The Ohio Senate race, of course, is going to be huge, and I guess there are a couple people running for president.
I've heard, yes.
Yeah.
But we're going to have all the different takes that we can find, and we should have some early results, early returns, shouldn't we? Do they release the early voting like right at 7 or as the polls close? I'm not sure how they do that.
We're going to find out from Julia Gearhart today.
Oh, okay. That's good. So be here tomorrow night, 7. Want to thank Dashing Darren Malt down at the Portsmouth Brewing Company. You know, they have added, we're going to have our traditional big pizza here, but we're also going to have brisket, smoked brisket.
I can't wait. I'm not going to eat all day tomorrow.
No, just save yourself for tomorrow night. I talked to him over the weekend, and he's a big part of the energy that's going to be bringing you the election results tomorrow night.
And you know what? Something that's great, just let me get this out of the way, is that it's wonderful to be involved in part of a tradition like radio on election night.
Yeah.
You remember my parents, sitting around a radio listening to, the results coming in and everything. And man, it's a privilege to be part of that.
Yeah. And I remember you telling me the big smile on your face when you found out that FDR won. That's great. We listened. Well, we're going to find out tomorrow night, but we're going to have some fun insight, and we're going to be down at the courthouse and all different places. I'm going to leave you with this one because I know how your brain works, and you're already there in the polling booth and trying to figure out why the Washington Post did not endorse a candidate for president. Now, this has become a huge, big groundswell, hasn't it?
Oh, it has. They've lost over a 250,000 subscribers.
And employees have walked off the job. Well, Jeff Bezos continues to take heat from his readers and his editorial staff, and he's had about all he can finally take on this situation.
I'm Jeff Bezos, and I've had it with all the criticism that my Washington Post did not make a presidential endorsement. All right, fine. Here you go. Then the WAPO hereby endorses me, President Jeff Bezos. I shall treat Americans like I treat Amazon employees. My slogan is, make America not take bathroom breaks. I shall deliver on my promises like Amazon delivers your parcels, so close to your storm door that you can't open it. And my running mate shall be who else? My smoking hot fiancée, Lauren Sanchez. She'll be one heartbeat away from making my heart pound. So vote for the Bezos Smoke Show ticket, the candidates of the Prime Party. Oh, can we start texting them for money now also?
You better hurry. You don't have much time.
No.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Bill. This update brought to you this morning by Hunter Williams Insurance Agency. Paying too much for the auto premiums? You don't have to. Simply call. They'll talk you off the ledge of high prices. Guaranteed. Put a smile on your face and more jingle in your pocket.
Business insurance. It's not just about the bricks and mortar and inventory. It's about the people who rely on the business, the customers, the employees, and you. As an independent agent, we can tailor a program that's just right for you. Invest in safe, sound, secure insurance protection from Auto Owners Insurance. The no-problem people.
Call Hunter Williams Insurance Agency for that hometown feel at 354-3124. Hunter Williams, 837 6th Street in Portsmouth. And good morning. It is 6:34. Downtown we have currently 62 degrees, checking in with ONN.
This is ONN.
I'm Kate Burdett on the Ohio News Network. 2 police officers in Canton have been indicted after the death of Frank Tyson, who was in their custody back in April. ONN's Kristen McFarland has more with Stark County prosecuting attorney Kyle Stone.
Body camera footage shows officers engaging with Tyson in a restaurant. He eventually died, with the autopsy report showing cardiopulmonary arrest as the cause, ruling the death a homicide. Camden Birch and Bo Shonagi have been indicted with reckless homicide.
Justice and fairness for this office is a priority. I believe that the grand jury thought that after evaluating the evidence that was presented that it was the most fitting charge.
Tyson was 53 years old.
2 people were hospitalized after a crash that led to a semi-truck striking a home in northwest Ohio Saturday night. Sophia Perricone of ONN affiliate WTOL-TV in Toledo reports.
According to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, this happened in Seneca County. Troopers say a man driving a pickup truck attempted to turn left onto State Route 269 when he was struck by a semi heading in the opposite direction. That hit caused both vehicles to travel off the road, with the semi then striking a nearby home. The driver of the semi was transported to the hospital with possible injuries, while the driver of the pickup sustained serious injuries.
I'm Kate Burdett on the Ohio News Network.
6:36, it is good morning and time for sports on Mix 99.3, brought to you by Rumpke. Don't forget they've been around since 1989, putting regional people to work, hundreds of them, and their business is picking up. Well, look who came to work in his pajamas today.
Not so much.
No, just kidding, of course. Yes, it's Chuck is here.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. I guess I am looking a little bit rough. I started to partake in the whole no-shave November ordeal, but I've noticed the whiskers are getting a little grayer, Steve. That might not last but just a few days.
Yeah. Well, you're only 4 days deep into it, so you got
very true
time to turn around and go back. Well, yesterday the Bengals win, which is big news for you Bengal fans out there. Cleveland, boy, Jameis Winston came back to earth, didn't he?
Boy, didn't he, though. He came crashing back down to the planet, falling hard to the Chargers at home yesterday. Yeah.
Well, a couple takeaways from the Bengals yesterday is, even though they won big over the Raiders, boy, Joe Burrow just seemed pissed. At the end of the game, didn't he?
A little bit. I mean, he is such a perfectionist. He's that type of guy that if he throws the ball 40 times and completes 39 passes, he's going to be focused on the one that he didn't. That's
Are
just
you
kind
talking
of
about the pick six?
Just, I think in general, that was kind of a broad stroke statement there, but I'm sure he was peeved over that and a few other things. But, you know, you look at his numbers, 27 of 39 for 251 yards, and then the big glaring number, 5 touchdowns he threw yesterday, tying a career best.
Well, I have a theory.
As to why he was so upset?
Yes.
All right, let's hear
I'm
this.
sure the pick six didn't. I don't know whether somebody ran a wrong route or something or other, but I think he was mad at Chase because I listened right after the game, hopped into the car, listened to WLW, listened to their post-game show, and Dave Lapham got him right off the bat. And normally you don't get him. I mean, it's, he was off. And he thanked all the receivers except Chase. And if you think about it, Chase missed and dropped a couple passes.
He did.
And I think really the whole focus on what Joe Burrow was mad about was that.
Possibly.
I mean, he went on to talk about, well, we didn't finish the job the way we should have, we just kind of. But I think in the whole scope of things, I think he was mad at Chase because, I mean, Chase didn't have a terrible game, did he? He caught a few passes, didn't he?
Yeah, he wound up with 7 receptions for 43 yards.
Okay, but he dropped a couple touchdowns. He dropped a touchdown pass for sure, and then he dropped one that probably would have been close too. So anyway, what I'm saying is I think that he was not in favor of Joe after the game because Joe had that look that you've seen so many times,
You had mentioned, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, that you would like to see a little bit more passion out of Joe. He is that type of guy, just watching him on television. He seems to have that Bill Belichick type of mentality where he's always laser focused. He's never happy. He's never content, but yet he doesn't get overly emotional either. I mean, he is just always thinking about the next play, next game, and the task at hand.
Well, he did a little bit yesterday. He was showing some emotion when they got up like by 3 touchdowns, and he was on the bench, and he was actually laughing and kibitzing with some of the guys on the bench. But
when you have a 3-touchdown lead, though, it is a little bit easier to somewhat let your hair down.
But anyway, I think he was a little mad at Jamar Chase. But I'll let you pick it up here because it is your deal, man. It's sports, and here's Chuck.
Well, a great day all in all for the Cincinnati Bengals. They finally got a win at home. The Bengals are 4-5 after defeating the visiting Las Vegas Raiders yesterday, 41-24. Burrow's numbers, as we had mentioned, very, very good. 5 touchdowns. Chase Brown had a really good day running the football. He logged 27 carries for 120 yards, and Mike Gesicki was one of the top receivers yesterday for the Bengals, at least in terms of the most yards and the most touchdowns. He had 5 catches for 100 yards and caught 2 touchdowns, marking the first time he had ever caught a TD pass as a Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati will have a quick turnaround this week. They will go to Baltimore on Thursday for a key showdown against the Ravens. The Cleveland Browns did fall back down to earth, as did quarterback Jameis Winston, as the Brownies fell at home to Coach Jim Harbaugh's Los Angeles Chargers 27-10. Jameis Winston threw the ball 46 times, completing 26 passes for 235 yards. He did toss 1 touchdown, but he also threw 3 interceptions. Elsewhere around the NFL yesterday, it was the Bills downing the Dolphins 30-27. The Ravens beat up on the Broncos 41-10. The Panthers edged the Saints 23-22. The Commanders knocked off the Giants 27-22. The Falcons defeated the Cowboys 27-21. The Titans topped the Patriots in overtime 20-17. Carolina land-basted the Bears 29-9. The Eagles ousted the Jaguars 28-23. The Lions were winners over the Packers 24-14. Detroit continues to roll. The Rams beat the Seahawks 26-20 in overtime, and the Vikings were victorious over the Colts 21-13. Tonight, the Buccaneers will visit the Chiefs. To high school sports, what an incredible weekend for the Minford girls and boys soccer teams. Both captured regional championships, both advanced to the Final Four, and will compete in the state tournament this week. The Minford girls will play Cincinnati Madera tomorrow in Centerville. The Minford boys will take on Kidron Central Christian Wednesday in Sunbury. The Minford girls soccer team won the region Saturday with a 1-0 win over Grandview Heights. The Minford boys defeated Grandview Heights yesterday by the same score. That's quite a feat for the Minford boys and girls soccer teams. Best of luck moving forward. In girls high school volleyball over the weekend, the Wheelersburg Lady Pirates season ended in the Elite Eight as the Berg fell to Adeno on Saturday in 4 games in a Division V regional final. Yesterday, in another boys soccer matchup, Wheelersburg's season came to an end in the Elite Eight as the Pirates boys soccer team fell to Riverview 4-2. And what a wonderful weekend it was for high school football teams from Southern Ohio. Scioto County had 4 teams get into the postseason, and after Friday night, all 4 teams remain. Looking at the weekend's matchups moving forward for Friday, Portsmouth will visit Ironton. Fairland will host West Muskingum. Wheelersburg will travel to Belmont Union Local. West will host Elmwood Place. Notre Dame will travel to Danville. Eastern Pike will host South Gallia in a rematch of that big SOC1 matchup. Waverly is going to travel to Indian Valley. Jackson will hit the road to go to Columbus Bishop Watterson. So just a super weekend for our high school teams in postseason play, regardless of what sport it is. Your Portsmouth Insurance Sports Time is 6:43. Portsmouth Insurance is a TAH benefits partner. Give Gary Duzan a call for all of your employee benefit needs. And that is our first look at sports.
And we will sit down and sort it out later to find out what games and what stations we'll have them on.
Yep, we'll be talking about that in the coming days. But as far as the Scioto County teams are concerned, West, Wheelersburg, Notre Dame, Portsmouth, we'll have them for you here on the Total Media Group of Portsmouth.
They do play on. All right, thank you, Chuck. And this update brought to you by Rumpke. Their business is picking up. We've got traffic, weather together next.
Rumpke Waste and Recycling is one of America's largest family-owned waste and recycling companies and has been serving Southern Ohio and Northern Kentucky since 1989, employing over 200 people right here at home. Rumpke is recognized as a U.S. Best Managed Company and a leading recycler in North America, with 14 recycling facilities across 3 states. 55 tons of recyclable materials are processed every hour at Rumpke's $32 million material recovery facility near Cincinnati. Every 10,000 tons of recyclable material at this facility creates 8 to 12 jobs. Learn more online at rumpke.com.
And your traffic, a service of your good friends at the East Side of the River, 1024 Callieu Street. So again, after you get that I voted sticker, go over and trade it in for a steak. I'm sure they'll have one for you at the river. That'll be tomorrow, of course, but they're open to do it today at 11. No accidents, and guess what? It's getting light earlier, which means that the deer are going to bed. So that's one good thing about going back to regular Eastern Standard Time. But today we've got Pond Run Road still one lane, and that's at the 0.46 mile marker. Morris Lane in Jefferson Township will be closed day and night starting Wednesday for a couple of days. I'll have more on that for you when we get there. And ditching today is going on Woods Ridge in Clay and Harrison Township. That'll be today and tomorrow. And if you see something we need to know about, give us a call, 354-1993. Traffic service of the Scioto River opens 7 days a week.
Weather a service of the Scioto County Career Technical Center, where you can begin your career as a certified pharmacy technician. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. For more information, call 740-259-5526 or visit sciototech.org.
First alert forecast from WSAZ. Early clouds, better afternoon sun. Temperatures going from the 50s to as high as the upper 70s this afternoon, given some breezy winds gusting 20 miles an hour or so. Another warm November day turns into a quiet, peaceful night, back down to the mid-50s. Still a breeze. Partly cloudy on Tuesday, inching close to record highs in the lower 80s.
I'm WSAZ News Channel 3 meteorologist Brandon Butcher on the Ohio Valley's hit music channel, Mix 99.3.
And thank you, Brandon. Downtown looking at currently 62 as we get up and go.
Steve Hayes, Mix 99.3.